Jeff Phillips, thanks for joining us here on the Big 550 KTRS.
Thanks for having me.
You were born into the business, so this is your world. Let's talk about bed bugs because we all get grossed out by it. What should we know about bed bugs going forward?
I mean, the biggest thing about them is they're hitchhikers, and people bring them into their house one of a couple ways. Either they'll go travel to a hotel room that's infested,
right,
or they'll bring in some furniture to the house, primarily used, that was previously infested by another person. So, when you're traveling, especially, before you go getting comfortable and laying on the bed and unpacking all your stuff, you need to go through, check the mattress, open the drawers, look around a little bit. If you got a flashlight on your phone, use it, and look for bed bugs, droppings, things along those lines.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, what do they look like?
Well, the bed bugs themselves are about the size of an apple seed, usually brownish, dark red in color. The droppings themselves look like rust spots on the mattress, or where they're, I hate to say where they're feeding.
Right.
And it is blood. I mean, it is disgusting.
Right.
And that's what kind of.
So you can see, you can see it, right? I mean, it's pretty simple to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. So you look at the mattress. If you do, you don't have to cut the mattress open, but
no, just
they'll be readily available.
You peel back the layers and look along the tufts and folds. The corner beading
right
on the mattress is usually where they're going to hang out, pretty close to where there's people that are staying. Sometimes there'll be a nightstand adjacent to the bed.
Right.
That if you pull open the drawers and just look around, you might see something moving. You might see some almost looks like pepper kind of scattered in the corners, stuck on. That's what.
How I know it's annoying, but how dangerous is it? Is it just? It won't hurt you. It's just kind of gross.
They've not been found to transmit any disease at this point. Luckily,
right.
That's the good side of it. Really, it's more a matter of just the disgusting factor of thinking something's feeding on you while you sleep.
If I get bit by a bed bug, or I sleep in a bed, or sit on a couch, do I have to go get fumigated? How do I get rid of it? Is it a shower good enough?
They don't live on you. They just come while you're sitting there or sleeping there, feed on you, and then leave. The treatment, though, however, is a bit more complicated than just going over the counter and buying something and setting off a can of Raid
right.
In the middle of your room, because literally you've got to deconstruct that room, tearing everything apart, pulling out everything out of every drawer, flipping over furniture, taking the mattresses, getting on all sides of all things, because they are relatively small. They're pretty reclusive. They're not out in the open as easy to get every one of them.
So if you have one, and say you went on a trip, they got a hold of your suitcase. Mm-hmm. Can they travel to another room in your home?
Yes.
Or, ooh.
So if you've got a suitcase full of bed bugs from a trip, you need to call Blue Chip Exterminating to come and
leave it out in the garage and then give us a call.
Call you guys. And then how long does it take before it's all clear to come back in?
Usually takes about 2 or 3 trips, and that'll take 2 or 3 weeks because we have to give the material some time to work. But it's not impossible to get rid of.
How busy is it today for calls for bed bugs as opposed to, say, 10, 15, 20 years ago?
10, 15 years ago, we didn't get any. About 5 years ago, we'd get maybe one a month. A couple years ago, it jumped to 1 a week. Now we're probably getting at least 1 or 2 a day.
Really?
Yeah.
1 or 2 a day.
And we lagged very far behind the rest of the country. New York, Chicago, your big international hub cities, because that's where this problem came back to the United States, was from other parts of the world that they never were eradicated in.
Right.
And those international gateways were the first to get hit.
Helpful hints. Don't buy a mattress on the internet. Don't buy it from the side of the road. Right? That's just common sense.
Well, yeah. Used furniture, you got to inspect very carefully. If you see furniture on the side of the road, there's a decent enough chance people threw it away, maybe because it was infested with bed bugs.
Right.
That's one of the things we tell people when we go in, is if you've got a mattress that's infested with bed bugs, it's probably time to replace it. We can put encapsulation on it. We can do things. But realistically, it's a couple $100 to get a basic mattress. Just go ahead and get a new mattress. And
if I have a mattress that's 15 years old in my house and I've only slept on it and I don't have bed bugs and bed bugs don't just automatically appear on that, do they?
No, you got to bring them in.
You got to bring them
Yeah.
in. All right, good. The rest of the world of bugs, we keep talking about it was a very mild winter. Are you seeing a lot of bugs this season?
It is incredibly busy because we had, an inch of snow and only a handful of sub-freezing days. So usually a good, strong winter will kind of knock the pest population back to the point where, there's fewer of them to start with.
Right.
Well, we didn't have that. So all the bugs that grew last year and that we ended the fall with, a lot of them are still around. And all we're doing now is just starting, that much further ahead this year than we were last year. And days like today, days like yesterday, they're going nuts.
What are the big pests of the season?
Right now, we're getting a lot of stink bugs. Those are the big green kind of shield-looking pests that people get flying around. They're kind of a spring emergence. We're getting a lot of ants. I mean, ants is probably the number one thing that we deal with, just because you're dealing, in this area, what's called an odorous house ant, colonies of 5,000 to 10,000 of them, and they have one mission, and that's to feed themselves. Well, your house represents food, and they're going to be very persistent, in attacking it.
And once they get inside, then all the other bugs follow right along.
Well, I mean, it's they are a precursor to other things. I mean, roaches and spiders, and spiders follow other insects. So if you've got spiders, you've got other bugs they're living around.
Right. You taught me that because the spiders are spinning their webs to catch the other bugs.
Exactly.
So they're eating the other bugs that are in the house.
Yeah, I read a study not too long ago that spiders consume enough food that it would equal the weight of people on this planet every year.
That is crazy.
That's why
Jeff.
you call Blue Chip Exterminating. The phone number, Jeff, if somebody wants to get a hold of you.
636-343-7900.
And the website is stlbugs.com.
Short and simple.
And you've been here how long?
We started in 1959, my grandfather.
1959. And your tech's continuing education. They're as educated as anybody on the planet.
We do more training than probably almost anyone in the country, as far as we do a college level course from Purdue University. The state requires 40 hours of training. We take that and then we take it to the next level, which is certification, which is passing a state test from the Department of Agriculture. We bring in speakers on a quarterly basis from all over the country. We take it very seriously that we're going to be experts.
Blue Chip Exterminating, stlbugs.com. Jeff, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for doing what you do so I don't have to do what you do.
Exactly.
7:58.